What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Just coming at you guys with a little discussion. More like I'm gonna talk to y'all about when we started. You know, me, I started when I was about it was 1975 when I actually started. But I had seen Pigeons in about 1970, 69, 70, somewhere up in there. I was like 5, 6 years old. First of all, I was always like a nature kind of kid. Outside, bugs, butterflies, spiders. I still like spiders. Dogs, cats, different things. I just like nature. Gardening, plants. What makes one plant do this? What makes one plant do this? Why do butterflies like certain flowers? All that kind of stuff interests me. But it was in about, like I said, about 1969, 1970. When I was a kid. I think my grandparents lived over on 70th and Main in Los Angeles, right? So, and I see my uncle, the late Reverend Miles, rest in peace. He used to always go out to the back, to this little box looking thing. It seemed like it was kind of big because I was so small. But it must have been really small, come to think of it. Anyway, so I just looked in there. One day he said, I asked him what's in there. He said his pigeons, right? I was like, pigeons, like the birds? So he said, and I said, why you got them locked up in there? He said, oh, these are my birds, they tumblers, right? And I'm like, what that mean? And then a couple of them out there flying around doing little flips and stuff like that. And I was amazed. I remember going over there, just watching the birds through the little piece of wire, just looking at them and just looking at them, looking at them, looking at them, looking at them. Fast forward 10 years later, my uncle gets in trouble and has to go away to camp. And we were trying to get some birds. So I told my friend, my uncle got birds. He said, for real? I said, yeah. So we got on our bikes. No, take that back. We didn't, the first time we went over there, we didn't ride our bikes. His mother took us over there to my grandmother's house on 83rd, right here in Western. And we gave me and my brother like 4 birds each. And then my friend bought his at $2 a piece. He bought like 4 birds for $2 a piece. And then we took one over and that's how we started, right? And we homed them. Got them flying. I just still remember that flying, letting them out, and then they came back, and then all of them flying around, they tumbling around. We had one bird with a Sinclair band on it, was over in there out of the bunch. We called her Silver, but the bird actually was more like an ash red. They come think it was an ash red. And we had one. I had a cream when I called her Honey.
Is that Aubrey Sinclair? No.
So that was my start. But I remember how excited I was when the birds flew around and turned flips and came back. You had your first egg. You think you pretty much paid security for the whole egg, the whole time until they hatched. That was crazy. Anyway, all that's that joy we had as a bird man. My brother might have hung with it for he had the birds, took them down there. He might have came down there once a week at my friend's house to look at the birds once a week, maybe, if that. And then when the birds got stolen, my brother said, forget it, he didn't get involved with them no more, right? What's crazy is, weeks later, the birds came back except for one. They all were back. And we reinforced the cage and stuff like that. They came through the neighbor's yard and went through the cage. With the cage hooked up to a wooden gate like this. We reinforced that. And the next time the guys came back to the bird, they jumped in the yard. They were shooting this dog with a BB gun at that time. Dog had all kind of little BB. They took him to a vet with BBs in him. So the parents didn't want to do that, so we moved the birds to my house, and I'm just saying the joy you get when you stuff you do when you're young. As you get older, you start stranding birds and stuff like this, and the cage hit birds come back. But it was a joy just having the birds, seeing the birds. I can just be able to go back and just watch the birds, even if they're just on the wire. Just be back there, watch the birds come down, homing them. They go to sun pen, just watch them all day. It was a joy of having the birds. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you guys can relate to this, so I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? That was that joy, that rush we got as kids. And we kids, 12, 13 years old. You know, met some older guys. Older guys only want to bump your heads. And what they used to do is they'd fly their birds. They see a bird flipping around, turning flips. No real spinners, just tumbling around. And they get the birds down. Then when you come in their backyard, they bring you out a bird. It look like the bird you saw flying. And you give them your little $3 to $5 for it. Go about your way. Then you get the bird home, start flying. The bird don't want to fly. The bird don't even flip. They bump the kid's head. I mean, here's some guys used to do kids like that, right? So I'm like, damn. Anyway, we still have, but it was a pigeon. He's never really thought too much of it. So then you grow older, you get to the point where you meet these other guys that's a little more serious. You go through your college days, your high school, college days. You come out and say, I'm gonna give me some more pigeons. You go through that stage and you get these birds, meet these people that's really serious. The older guys are not as cutthroat like they were back then. They actually let you get a few birds, even though they might let you get mostly roll downs, but you was excited to have that roll down. You know what I'm saying? Then you go a few more years later and you meet some dudes that's serious and you find about competition and you're amazed at that. You know, you start breeding your birds and get a stray and it's rolling, you love it. But I always gave people strays back. If it was your bird, you can have it back. You know. So then it got to a point where when I got a stray, it didn't matter if it was yours or not. If you said it was yours, you got it. Because I didn't, I just gave it wasn't mine. You know, my father always said, if you didn't buy it, it's not yours, you don't own it. If somebody give you something, they want it back, but did you buy it? No, give it back. You don't own it. You didn't buy it, you don't own it. So, and that's all I'll see it, whether they gave it to you or not. Anyway, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's get to the competition side. So when you start getting the competition, they tell you about the competition at that time. It was 5, 10, 15, 20. You know what I'm saying? That's how the breaks were. 5 to 9 was 5. 10 to 14 was 10. And then you got 15 to 19 was 15. Period. And the full term was only 25 points, which I never seen. The birds really had to do 5 feet. And not even a rolling 5 feet. A good tumbling 5 feet. Together, when they did 5 birds went together, they were scoring like that. And when I first got into it. But then with some guys' house, they birds used to just roll, man, roll. I remember going to Sam Gutierrez's house, he threw some birds, man. Rollers, man. Rollers, spinners, whatever you want to call them. Rolling. And these guys had some real nice birds back then. Not really competition style, but nice, deep, quality birds. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, time changes. Everything's evolved. Rules changed. And I remember I was going to get into ICRC. First time I went to ICRC, they turned me down. Right? So then after that, I went to jail for a while. When I was in jail, me and a few guys in jail that I met that lived around me, we started our own club while we was in jail. It was up a wayside. We can't remember just get together talk about pigeons. So, West Side Roller Club got started when I was in jail. But it came into become active when I got out. And that was in like 1993. Right? So then I remember the coach was calling me, said, you're going to keep playing, you know, basketball. So in 93, I came back, went to West LA, played. but school basketball and women and stuff like that didn't get into me, get in my way of raising birds. I was always staying with my birds. Women didn't stop me. raising birds. Some do say they found what girls were and they stopped out birds. I didn't do that. I mean, I found the women gonna still be around whether you got the birds or not. I didn't chase them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's just some stuff you go through, and then you get to the competition. So I remember going to ICRC first meeting. I remember all these guys standing around just talking trash. Oh, just another butt to whip. Oh, just another ass kick. Oh, blah, 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 all this stuff. So Bruce Hall says, I don't know about that. You guys ain't seen his bird fly. The Ravon cut in too. So y'all ain't seen his birds fly. Y'all talking. I won the fly that year. Yeah, I won it. We only had 3 flies, but I won. Next year, I won again. I won next year convincingly. It was like, wasn't even close. And then next year, Ravon won. And then Ravon won again. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. Anyway, I'm just saying, this just stuff you go through when you're trying to, you get into these birds. The love is so deep that you think about it. You dream about it, you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are not really into it like that. Some dudes get into pigeons for the money. Some get into it just for competition. If they can't compete, they don't really want the birds. If they can't compete, they get rid of them. But the real bird brains don't care about competition. We don't even care about the falcon. Don't really stop us. You know what I'm saying? The real ones, the falcon don't stop us from raising birds. It might stop us from competing or flying them so much or whatever, but it don't stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to share that with y'all. Experience like that. I know some of you guys can relate to what I'm talking about. I know it. I know you can. I think pigeon people are only people that look up in the air and notice hawks and notice falcons and notice coopers. We're the only ones that can spot those. We can see them out the corner of our eye, and our eye gonna catch it. Oh, red tip. Oh shit, there's a falcon flying around. Pigeon people, only people look up. Maybe, yeah, pigeon people. I don't think no other person really actually notices a bird of prey. But sometimes you say something about a bird of prey, they be like, they got those in the city? I mean, what's gonna stop them from coming to the city? They can fly. Ain't no walls or fences up there. Cannot stop them from coming to the city. So if they decide to come to the city, nothing can stop them from coming here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why wouldn't they be able to spend the city? But that's just my take on that. I'm not gonna bore you guys no more with this little small stuff, but you know, you real bird brains, you know what it's like. You know what I'm talking about. But still, it still don't change the fact that, you know, we breed these suckers and we try and breed for the best birds possible. So to do that, how we gonna do that though? We're gonna go select the best ones. We're gonna breed those birds. We're gonna fly those birds. We're gonna select again from those birds we fly. We're gonna keep repeating. Sometimes we don't get a chance to select the best one because the bird of prey take the best one sometimes, most of the time. But still, selection process. All right. Select, breed, fly, select again, repeat, keep another, roll together, out.